snitch on my dangerous psychopath friend and to the police that you know he owns. So those are the kind of people you want me to go and report my psychopath friend to. So this guy was sending me all these images and all this content on his atrocities and crime on a regular basis. When he did it, he will send it. And sometimes unsolicited, I didn't ask him. I mean, some of the graphic picture you can imagine, he sent them. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, why is this guy sending these things? The guy told me the police confirmed to him that these ladies are not missing, that it's a self-kidnap.
This person has been receiving videos and messages from Andrew. Whenever Andrew is doing his thing, he makes videos, he takes pictures, and is in constant communication with a particular person. Mr. Ben says he's not the one. But then you know what's funny? The video that came out on the internet, some of the confidential videos that Andrew shared with him, is just him. No other person is coming out to say that, oh, Andrew sent me this type of video. Now, Mr. Ben is trying to wash his hands off the matter, and his own narrative is a two-way thing, and I need you guys to follow me. It could be truly that he was trying to be security conscious, and that's why he didn't say anything about Andrew's escapades while he was still alive. It could actually be that maybe he was actually trying to protect himself so he doesn't get into trouble. Or it could be that he was an accomplice after all. Because, I mean, if you think about it, something is not adding up. Something is definitely not adding up. Fast forward to when Andrew got arrested. Now, how did the Celine and Afiba case go down eventually? So they weren't able to, their people weren't able to reach them anymore. And before you know what was happening, people started making inquiries. Afiba's husband started looking for her. What's going on? The Miss Blessing in question, who's supposed to be this woman's friend, right? She fled from Port Harcourt to Abuja. And it's tricky because now that the police has been involved, if you know she's in Abuja, why is nothing happening? No investigation is taking place, nothing. But before we get down to that, here's the situation. The parents of these girls filed reports to the police station in Abia State because that's where this particular incident went down. The parents filed a report to the police. The police were so uninterested, they didn't even want to move a muscle. As a matter of fact, at some point, the whole thing started falling back on the girls, saying that, oh, they feigned their own kidnap and they're trying to implicate this, man, Mr. Andrew, making him look like the victim. So they didn't want to do anything. But eventually, their people pressed and even involved a higher authority. And when they were asked to release the files of Mr. Andrew to a higher authority, the police station in Abia State, they were not forthcoming. They didn't want to, but they eventually had to, with some necessary arrangements made. It was also realized that when he was in the station, he wasn't even living like someone who's a suspect. He was treated well. He had his phones, he was online, he was active, he was texting and sending videos and sending stuff to his friend Ben. Here's the thing. Why was the police reluctant? This is where the police comes in now. We're going to be talking about Nigerian police. When they eventually found out that, when they got the report that this is what is going on, what did they do? Now, it would interest you to know that when the police eventually got down to Mr. Andrew's house to, arrest him, he didn't want to open the door. One thing led to another and he was able to be convinced and he eventually opened the door. But before that, Andrew was talking with someone while inside. Mr. Ben. He was talking with Mr. Ben when the police was at his door. So he eventually opened the door for the police after Ben had spoken with him. You can't tell me that it's only... a lot of people have every reason to think this way, that it's only, oh no, surrender yourself to the police. And he agreed. Someone as psychopathic as that? No, he definitely told him something that would have given him the mind and the morale to say, okay, fine, let me open the door. There must have been some other plans. There must have been some other things that he was told. Don't worry. Probably something like, oh, don't worry. It's all settled. I'm going to talk to so-and-so person. I'm going to talk to so-and-so person. You'll be out in no time. Just follow protocol, lay low. Everything is going to be fine at the end of the day. Because why, if you're not part of what he's doing, if you actually showed that you're not in support of his activities, why are you the first person he calls whenever he's in trouble or he has issues or whatever thing that he's doing in his good times, his bad times? Why are you the first person that he's calling? And do you actually want us to believe that you're innocent? Because you could have spoken up a long time ago, but no, you decided to keep quiet until this whole issue is blowing. And it's looking like he's trying to do damage control. That's another thing you can call it. He's trying to exonerate himself by looking like the good guy who's trying to say, the good guy. He's not even acting like a friend right now. Because if he were really a friend, he'd still be trying to fix his friend or even save him before he was shot so that their cover won't be blown. But no, he's snitching. That's what it is. He's definitely snitching. So now everybody's finding out now that the police somehow have been in, lying, whatever it was he was doing. They're trying to cover up for him. Because tell me why I would lay a complaint. Police is my friend. That's the motto. Their motto here in Nigeria. Police is your friend. If the police is my friend, I come to the police station with a problem. Oh, look, this man kidnapped me and did this to me. I escaped. The first thing they should try to do is investigate, not trying to collect money from the victim. Rachel made mention of the fact that they tried to collect 200,000 naira from her before they would do anything. She was looking battered. There were evidences that this girl was coming out from hell. And the first thing they do after looking at somebody like that, looking all skinny and almost close to the grave, they're telling her to bring 200,000 naira from where? It's scary, disappointing, and really sad that our law enforcers would be in this kind of, mess. It's twisted. It's horrible. And obviously why Andrew would have gotten away with a lot of shit he did in the past. It was enough for the police to swing into action. But no, they delayed. And when he was eventually killed, you guys, the story of how he was killed is still a bit unsettling. It's still not making sense. There's every reason to believe that this man might actually not be dead. When he was eventually going to be transported from, was that Abia State? Yes. To Abuja, when he was going to be transferred to Abuja for the trial or, and the investigation process and everything. You move a frigging criminal in a police car. That's where he's supposed to stay. Handcuffed. He was supposed to be in chains. But no. They put the pieces of evidence, Celine's phone, Celine's bag, Celine and Afiba's bags, their phones, his GUN, and some other things. They put the pieces of evidence in the boot of his Mercedes. And guess what? The criminal was driving himself to Abuja. Where does that even happen? In a proper working society, in a country where its laws are being enforced, in a country that has laws, where does that even happen? That a criminal drives himself? And it's crazy, right? That at some point he tried to escape. Of course, he's driving himself. He want to escape. I mean, what were you thinking before? The plan was for him to escape. Whoever it was that made the arrangement for him to drive himself, I don't even know how that happened, all right? But he definitely tried to escape. He got into a police checkpoint and they shot him without hesitation. They just shot him on the way. Like, it's not adding up. It's not making sense. A lot of people are of the opinion that the dead body that was seen and the supposed corpse of Mr. Andrew, a lot of people have the opinion that that is not him. It doesn't exactly look like him. I mean, it wasn't decomposing because if he had decomposed to a bad extent, then we can say, oh, we can't make out this face. But the body was still fresh and people were like, oh, no, that's not what he looks like. That's not really what he looks like. People are not really sure if that's him or a body double. What do you guys think? Do you think he's really dead? Now, before I come to a conclusion of this video, I want to talk about the fact that because, some people are like, oh no, maybe Blessing is just scared. People are trying to make excuses for Blessing. This character, Blessing, what was her role in all of this? When she realized that, oh, so-and-so is starting to happen to her friend, why didn't she reach out to the necessary people? Why didn't she call the husband? Why didn't she call the police? Or why didn't she just do anything? Instead, she packed her things and she left for Abuja. Now, the information that she is in Abuja is everywhere, but the police isn't making a move. They still haven't investigated her or whatnot. And Mr. Ben is in the UK giving us different version of what his friend is capable of doing and what his friend is not capable of doing. I mean, how do you even keep a psychopath beside you for 10 years and call him your friend? Everything he's doing, he gets it on camera, he sends to you. How do you want us to believe that you're not part of this? So guys, I want you to tell me something. Do you think that this whole thing is the fault of the girls? Do you think women are to blame? Or the girls that, encountered him, do you think they're to blame for whatever it is that has happened to them or that has come upon them? In as much as living a life that's not very upright is it's not advisable, is dangerous actually. But then it's not enough reason to hurt someone, all right? It's not enough reason. I mean, nobody's getting hurt. It's an agreement, right? It's almost like a business agreement. You bring your share, I bring my share, and everybody goes home happy. They're not the first to go into that kind of business. A lot of people all over the world, a lot of girls all over the world are doing the HOOK business. It's not enough to say, oh, they deserved whatever it is they got. It's not. It's not a yardstick to hurt a human being. But then again, women should be careful. This thing that happened with Mr. Andrew, this is not the first time something like this is happening in Nigeria or in any other part of the world. We've heard stories from the beginning of time. Be careful of strangers. If you don't know somebody, there are a lot of advices. A lot of things have happened that should have made people be more cautious when dealing with people you don't know. But he came with his car and was like, oh, let's go to my house. And you willingly entered his car. You don't know this place. You're new to this environment. How do you follow somebody to their house? They were careless, yes, but it was not enough to hurt them or to do anything bad or nasty to them. So now, what do you guys think? Who do you think should be blamed, or who do you think should be held accountable for all of this mess? The Nigerian police? The government? Ben? Blessing? Or the girls? What do you think? I mean, it's a really rough one, and a lot of people have been affected by this. But do you think this whole madness could have been stopped? Personally, I feel if Ben had spoken up as at the time Andrew was in the UK, if he had helped the police, the UK police, to accost him, knowing how thorough most of these foreign countries are, if they had captured Andrew in the UK, if they had arrested him and discovered that, oh, it's like this guy is having mental problem, I believe you me, they would have sent him to a mental institute or a psychiatric hospital or something. They would have locked him up there in rehab, and he wouldn't have to come down to Nigeria and make the mess he has made already. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section. This has been one hell of a case, and we're still looking forward to more stories on this, because this is in the end. I mean, we need to at least, if the girls are dead, we need to at least see their dead bodies, all right? And more information on this particular story is still out, and we are going to follow it through till the very end. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And of course, do not hesitate to click the like button, subscribe, and share to your friends if you enjoyed this video. I will be back with more authentic talks and stories for you. So until then, bye-bye.